Good evening, everyone. I just want to again thank everybody for coming. Thank you for all the support and all the encouragement. I read a book called Starting with the Why by Simon Sinek. And so you've heard what Maryland Reentry Resources Center wants to do. You've heard the vision, you've heard the need, but I'm going to tell you the why. But before I do that, I'm going to let you hear from Rebecca Fowler because she was very instrumental in me wanting to do this.
How you doing? Thank you for inviting me. Thank you for having me. I have an extremely long story, but I'll try to wrap it up in a short time. Can you hear me? I met Vanessa Bright at the Maryland Correctional Institution for Women. I was currently serving a 20-year sentence on a violent crime. When I met her, I was already registered as a GPEP student, which is Goucher's Prison Education Partnership. After that, I met Vanessa in a business entrepreneurship program. My hunger for education has been consistent. And when I met her, she introduced the world of entrepreneurship to us. And for me, I always knew that I had the ability to do great things in life. I didn't have someone to provide the tools and to push me and to say, this is possible, this is for you, you can achieve it, you just have to want it. I wrote my first business plan with Vanessa, right? We worked as a group. We had an ice cream sale. I learned about surveys, I learned about feedback, I learned about the financial aspect of it, how much does the unit price, how much does the ice cream cost, how much are you going to sell it for, what's your markup. I learned so many great things that I could stand here and speak about because they were a pivotal time in my life, but they were also impactful, something that I would never, ever, ever forget. Now that when I first came home after serving 14 and a half years, I was new to the world and I had to reintroduce myself all over again. I had the pressure of succeeding. I had the pressure of my peers that looked like me, men and women, that I left behind. And I knew that I was walking an example and I couldn't fail myself because if I failed for myself, I failed them as well. Finding employment was extremely hard, but with Vanessa, I learned to sell myself. So I learned how to create an email. I walked to the library every day, Carney Library, Baltimore. And on my way, I started to check things off on my list. And I said, I have to get a job, I have to sell myself. But a background, the one that I had, it would have been extremely hard. Thank God to pay the box, which I volunteered for once in a time, but out for justice. But I walked into a pizza shop, and when I got arrested, everything was manual. When I came home, everything was electronic. And so I walked in, and the guy said, "Why should I hire you?" And I said, "Because I need a job." And he said, "Are you applying for?" I said, "I can apply for a cashier." And he said, "But you have no experience." And I thought to myself, sell yourself, sell yourself. I said, "No, but I have an A in statistics, and I promise you I will not push money out." And he said, "Come back tomorrow, I'll give you a chance." And it was because of the tools that Vanessa passed down to us. It was because of the confidence that she helped instill in us. I knew that if I can create a business plan, if I can sell a project and have a successful fundraiser, I know I can be a cashier. So, yeah, it wasn't easy. It was hard, and there was many things that was hard about it. But having what I needed, my only regret is that I didn't have that introduction before my incarceration. I feel as if I had had that introduction before my incarceration, I would have known that I have a support system, I have the things that I need, and that there are alternatives. There's alternatives to violence, there's alternatives to drugs, there's other things available. So currently, right now, I am a full Goucher Prison Education and Partnership staff member. I am a sophomore on the main campus. I volunteer. And I owe partly some of that to Vanessa, so I want to personally say thank you, not just for myself, but also for our class and for the women that you have taught that are still there. I want to say thank you for believing in us. I want to say thank you for taking time out of your life to give to us. I want to say thank you for giving me the courage and the know-how to stand up for myself and believe in whatever I do, to put 110% in it, because 100 is not enough. I want to thank you from woman to woman for helping me find a light that I knew existed but was dimmed by so many different tragedies that I faced. And I want to tell you that I love you, and I pray that everything that comes in your path is nothing but positive and good. I am always here for you. I will always support you. I will always represent you. And not just in your presence when you're not even looking. And again, I wanna thank you for not forgetting about the Lord.